2018 Volkswagen Polo Hatchback Review. The good points of Volkswagen Polo Hatchback: sharp looks and super modern interior, impressive variety of onboard technology, efficient engine range, plus powerful GTI, strong brand image, spacious to get a super mini. The bad points of Volkswagen Polo Hatchback: the fanciest devices are optional. Refinement occasionally lets it down. Variable ride comfort. Not especially fun drive an automobile. Secretly people want to be just like the Volkswagen Polo, smart, sassy and that somewhat more sophisticated. That said, the Ford Fiesta continues to be the biggest selling supermini inside the UK. Now in 6th generation guise, the Polo is piling all the more pressure onto rivals, which, among several contenders, have the Mazda 2, the Nissan Micra along with the Vauxhall Corsa, by combining a few of the sharpest looks from the sector with the outstanding interior. Volkswagen Polo hatchbacks, new and used cars available for sale. The VW Polo's cabin isn't a black hole of unquestionably high quality but overwhelmingly dark materials. Now it's vibrant and modern, set with technology, and claims for being the most spacious at college. Tactility is improved upon with a liberal helping of soft touch, squidgy plastics about the upper dashboard. Volkswagen Polo 2018, it's developed. Volkswagen's Polo MK6 dwarfs its predecessor. This car, it isn't just bigger compared to MK5 in each and every dimension that counts. This process exceeds the length of the 4th generation VW Golf and all of the butt length. Most crucial of most is the surge in its wheelbase. The gap between the front and back axles, pushing the wheels 92 mm further apart, plays an enormous role to produce passengers convenient, creating more room and improving ride quality. The latest Polo can be 69 mm wider versus the car it replaces. There are grown-up improvements in other places, too. While the colorful interior options will raise the Polo's youth appeal, giving the cabin a playful feel, most of the technology available has filtered down from larger vehicles like the current Golf and Passat. VW's bosses see pretty much everything as overcoming traditional class boundaries, meaning you recruit a lot more of a giant car expertise in this Polo. We say it offers you a great deal of car your money can buy. The Ford Fiesta is very useful in many areas, though the Polo Volkswagen has clearly got down to surprise and delight customers with what's possible at a car with this size. For example, this generation of Polo was the debut car for VW's 2nd generation active info display, the optional interactive digital gauge cluster that replaces the traditional instrument dials. Other key features include autonomous emergency braking with pedestrian detection as standard, a central touchscreen display determined by model, and extensive connectivity, from smartphone features to specially developed apps. How is pretty much everything possible within the Volkswagen Polo? As using the equivalent seat Ibiza, which has been launched slightly earlier compared to VW, the revolutionary Polo is based within the Volkswagen Group's highly adaptable underpinnings. While the Polo uses the tiny version of the platform, this would be the same basic structure that underpins from the Golf towards the Škoda Kodiaq, giving the Polo usage of all sorts of technology integration that may otherwise be too costly to scale down to some supermini. Wide selection of engines and trims, including the sporty Volkswagen Polo GTI. As sales of 3-door cars have dropped significantly nowadays, there isn't a such version in this generation of Polo, VW deciding instead only providing the more practical 5-door, helping to make accessing a corner seats easier. UK trim levels essentially mirror the previous generation's lineup of S, say, Cell, Beats and Line, using the high-performance Polo GTI near the top of the range, porting 200 horsepower. Petrol-powered 1.0-liter TSI engines will probably be by far the most important sellers, and they're available from the Polo with 65 horsepower, 75 horsepower, 95 horsepower and 115 horsepower, and a selection of manual or automatic transmission. For those searching for more zest without going all out together with the GTI, there is the 1.5-liter TSI of a petrol motor. A 1.6-liter diesel is accessible but is outclassed because of the petrol lineup, plus it's unlikely many Polo customers covers the kind of annual mileage that creates them a cost-effective choice. Volkswagen Polo, 2018 rear seatbelt recall. In May 2018, a recall was issued on Volkswagen Polo, Ibiza and Audi models in connection with left rear seat belt releasing unintentionally. Although unlikely, the fault typically occurred during high-speed lane changes and resulted from the left rear seatbelt unlocking once the center rear and left rear seats were occupied. Latest deals from Buiacar. Volkswagen Polo 1.0 match 5 drams. £9,720, or £161 each month. Volkswagen Polo 1.0 match 5 drams. £10,000, or £164 a month. See all deals on Volkswagen Polo. Representative example, representative APR of 7.9% borrowing £10,509 over 48 months on HP type finance. Just how much payable can be £250 30 days, which has a total cost of credit of £1,483 and also a total amount payable of £11,992. Dennis Buiacar Limited, 3132 Alfred Place, London, WC1E7DPGBO915108 can be a credit broker regulated by FCAFRN:667368. The verdict. Suffice to state the Volkswagen Polo can be a small car using a big personality. Spacious and simple to handle, it gives drivers confidence and provides passengers room, while dazzling using a vibrant selection of colors inside and outside. Typically among the most expensive supermini choices, good amounts of standard equipment make sure you still get value. It isn't as fun they are driving as the Fiesta, and you're best deciding on smaller wheels and the optional adaptive suspension if you wish the most comfortable ride. But the interior is extremely close to setting new standards because of this class, as well as the technology it brings with it is incredibly intelligently implemented. Volkswagen Polo hatchback full review. Simple lineup with many different outputs from few engines. 1.0-liter TSI turbo petrol set to dominate. 1.6-liter TDI turbo diesel's not definitely worth the cost. You can select from 5 regular petrol engines and a couple of diesels from the VW Polo, like the high-performance 2.0-liter turbo petrol GTI. European buyers get the eco-friendly 1.0-liter TGI motor that runs using compressed gas main CNG. What's the VW Polo 1.0-liter TSI like? Drive an automobile. VW offers 4 power outputs coming from a 1.0-liter, 3-cylinder motor and therefore the standalone 2.0-liter unit used inside the GTI. The slowest car generates 65 horsepower at 5,100 revolutions per minute and 95 Nm of torque at 3,004,300. Those are pokey numbers even for the small car such as Polo, and this means a 062 miles per hour use of 15.5 seconds plus a top speed of 102 miles per hour. This non-turbocharged engine is definitely shared using the much smaller VW Up, plus it doesn't feel particularly quick in this. So equipped the Polo is okay in town but feels very from its depth joining faster roads or overtaking around the motorway. Slightly better will be the 75 horsepower version, which comes in at 6,200 revolutions per minute. Long afterwards its 95 Nm has fizzled out between 3,004,300 revolutions per minute. This car takes 14.9 seconds to break into 062 miles per hour and tops out at 106 miles per hour. Things improve with 95 horsepower version. The next engine features 95 horsepower from 5,005. 500 revolutions per minute and 175 Nm of torque at 2,003. 500 revolutions per minute, can do 0.62 miles per hour in 10.8 seconds as well as a theoretical top speed of 116 miles per hour, and comes having a 5-speed manual gearbox as standard. A 7-speed DSG automatic can be acquired with identical performance figures. Its more robust brother offers 115 horsepower from 5,005, 500 revolutions per minute, 200 Nm of torque at 2,003, 500 revolutions per minute, and also a 6-speed manual transmission or optional 7-speed DSG. Either way, expect 0.62 miles per hour in 9.5 seconds and also a top speed of 124 miles per hour. Drivers that do plenty of motorway miles will love the extra poke that this 115 horsepower engine offers over lesser variants. It gets up to date quickly and supplies enough gear flexibility for some scenarios. All engines have just 3 cylinders, and create a characteristic 3-cylinder thrum. Power delivery in fact is good once you've got the turbo working, ideally above 2000 revolutions per minute. However, if you catch it off boost normally it takes a while to begin with again. This isn't helped because of the tall gearing inside manual gearbox cars, particularly the 95 horsepower model. You can often find yourself merrily driving along in third when you ought to be in fifth consequently. A 7-speed DSG automatic is optional for the top 2 engines. We've only completed it with 115 horsepower to date, but it really suits that model perfectly, with snappy paddle shifting and helps to further enliven the driving experience. Is the VW Polo diesel worth buying? There could be the choice of 2 outputs here from the 1.6-liter engine our sample drive suggests. As you move, the added torque is welcome. The added engine noise will not be. Only a compact fraction of UK buyers will certainly fork out the additional upfront costs to obtain one. In fact, greater than 95% of Polo owners need to stick with petrol, so we see absolutely no reason to try change their marbles. In a little car, the opportunity fuel savings rarely outweigh the original cost penalty. The entry engine has 80 horsepower from 2,704. 800 revolutions per minute and 170 Nm between 1,502, 500 revolutions per minute, providing a 0.62 miles per hour duration of 12.9 seconds plus a top speed of 109 miles per hour. A more robust version boasts 95 horsepower between 2,704, 600 revolutions per minute, and 185 Nm from 1,502. 250 revolutions per minute, to get a faster 0.62 miles per hour of 11.2 seconds, as well as a top speed of 115 miles per hour. What in regards to the GTI along with Polo engines? This generation of Polo GTI is powered with a 2.0-liter TSI turbo petrol with 200 horsepower and 320 Nm of torque. A modest increase within the 1.8-liter model it replaces. Also of note is really a 1.5-liter TSI turbo petrol with 150 horsepower, 250 Nm and active cylinder deactivation to help save fuel. This is one of several highlights from the Mk7.5 Golf range, and will go even better within the smaller, lighter Polo. But it isn't offered by launch in that we're yet to push this combination. There is sadly no marketplace for the Polo TGI featuring its 1.0-liter compressed gas main engine from the UK, in order that it won't get offers for here. Light controls increase the risk for Polo easy to push. Modular platform helps deliver a huge car feel. But its handling never really sparkles. When VW unveiled this generation of Polo it promised the driving experience could well be significantly more fun. Sadly we're not convinced it really has been delivered. That's not to express the Mk6 Polo is bad to operate a vehicle, far away from it, but we didn't obviously have any complaints concerning the last one, either. Hi certainly hasn't been an immense step change improvement that can see it challenging a Ford Fiesta for giggles in your favorite broad. What you are doing get from the Polo can be an impressively big car feel to get a super mini. The structure is stiffer if computer was before, everything it can do is well controlled, Has little sense that you're barreling around on your own tiptoes, you may find with many rival small cars. For many drivers, the Polo's measured responses will almost certainly instill a terrific sense of security. For that reason, the steering is light, along with the car is simple to control even if traveling quickly. However, the steering is usually somewhat sloppy and vague, the manual gearshift is rubbery and low in precision, and nothing around the way the Polo handles really inspires one to get involved. In simple terms, it's an extremely mature experience, and also a rather boring one, though being fair, comparable generation of Fiesta also has moved within the same direction. The Ford is sweeter compared to VW, nevertheless it isn't that exciting to push. For information concerning the optional Sport Select adaptive suspension, begin to see the comfort section below. Completely new styling direction inside. Lots of color and technology. Still all too easy to use with excellent intelligent design. To say this Polo is really a bit different inside compared on the previous an example may be akin to indicating Donald Trump incorporates a different type of presidential leadership to Barack Obama. You don't have for being an expert to recognize the obvious. Depending how you spec it, MK6 Polo provides a riot of interior color potential, without having less than 8 choices for the dashpad area, the strip that crosses the dashboard, alongside a number of complementary trim finishes and seat fabrics. High-tech with solid ergonomics. But this is greater than just a method thing. VW has consciously moved the media system on top of the same level since the instrument cluster, hence the driver should look up to now away from the root to view it. This happens to be done relatively easily by fitting a standalone, tablet mimicking screen, as many rivals did. Instead VW has chosen absolutely integrate the touchscreen into the dashboard to supply the finished product an increasingly cohesive and intentionally future-gazing look. UK models go for the full 8.0-inch device as standard rather versus the smaller 6.5-inch version offered in many markets. Digital instruments, too. Also available just as one option for the MK6 Polo is VW's second-generation active info display, a completely digital instrument cluster that replaces the typical dials. This offers more viewing modes and customization than before, and works adequately. But frankly there's little wrong while using analog alternative, which features an exceptionally clear layout, plus the active info display can be an option we'd probably ignore. Everything works adequately. Returning to your touchscreen infotainment system, it's worth noting that individuals found this particularly intuitive to utilize, that has a more attractive interface design than that with the Sedan Visa which uses essentially similar hardware. Better yet, VW hasn't made the error of putting each of the Polo's secondary controls into this media system. You will still find dials for your air conditioning, one example is, which can be now standard on all models. From the driver's perspective, it's also good to find out a wide choice of adjustment inside the seating position and also the steering column. You shouldn't have much difficulty making yourself comfy behind the Polo's leader. VW Polo interior quality. Material quality is nice, and not what we label outstanding versus other superminis. You must look way too hard to find cheaper plastics. That said, all you regularly touch within the Polo will likely feel very premium. Plus the variety of colors and finishes available inside remain central to this particular VW's overall appeal. Good ride comfort for just a supermini. Sport Select option worthy of considering. Refinement significantly less impressive as hoped. With most buyers opting for just a 3-cylinder engine, a configuration that's naturally unbalanced and potentially noisy, you'd expect VW to prioritize the Polo's refinement. To this end we had arrived a little disappointed in the slightly irritating tone on the engine note at speed, and were surprised to detect the casual vibration inside cabin. While this can be no worse than supermini rivals, we carry on and expect VW to compete better, and this is not overwhelmingly the situation here. For VW Polo comfort try Sport Select. For a compact car, the Polo's ride comfort is often positive, Even so, the move with a new platform has allowed VW to present much larger wheel sizes, around 18 inches for the GTI, and prepare for your occasional shock and thump if you're seduced through the visual appeal of those bigger rims. Regardless of wheel size, we strongly suggest the optional Sport Select suspension package if you possibly could afford it. This features adaptive suspension which has a choice of normal and sport settings, controlled using a driving mode selector next towards the gear lever. The normal setting creates a Polo on 17-inch wheels ride greater than a standard Polo on 16-inch wheels. That is quite some achievement. Switch to Sport also, it's an impression more fidgety. Nevertheless, you still forgive it versus the standard suspension due to the additional control, reducing body roll and subduing bumps inside the road faster. It's almost a must-have option so far as we're concerned. Large 8.0-inch touchscreen technology standard on all Polos. GTI Plus adds worthwhile upgrades. Well-equipped and the best value. VW Polo trim levels broadly match up while using rest with the German maker's cars, beginning from S, then say, Beats, Cell, Reline and GTI. There's also an even more generous version from the latter called GTI Plus. Standard VW Polo hatchback equipment. Base spec cars are classified as S and come using the following: 14-inch steel wheels and adult-size spare. Manual aircon. Composition media infotainment system upon an 8.0-inch color touchscreen. Bluetooth telephone and audio connection. DAB. Think Blue Trainer. USB cable either Apple or Android for smartphone connectivity. SMS text composition. Black door mirrors, handles and radiator grille. High gloss black interior trim. Driver's and front passenger seat height adjustment. Folding on-piece rear seat backrest. Front electric windows. Front assist city emergency braking mechanism. Next up may be the more generously equipped SE, which is a realistic starting point for some Polo buyers, as a result of 15-inch alloy wheels. CarNet App Connect full smartphone mirroring. Body-colored door handles and mirrors. Black radiator grille with chrome trim. Luggage compartment with variable load floor. Front seat back storage pockets. Split 60 hours 40 minutes folding rear seat backrest. Leather trim 3-spoke multi-function tire, gear knob and handbrake grip. Rear electric windows. Electrically heated and adjustable door mirrors. Alarm with interior protection. Building within the specification may be the Beats car, which had style and stereo upgrades, including 16-inch alloy wheels. Stereo by Beats, including 7 speakers and 300-watt output. Black door mirrors. Front fog lights with static cornering function. Rear tinted glass from pillar backwards. Beats badging and decals. Leather door panels. Front sports seats with height adjustment. Beats door sill protectors. Then there's the Cell, again building for the SE spec with the help of 16-inch alloy wheels. Discover navigation infotainment system by using an 8.0-inch color touchscreen. CarNet guide and inform traffic, fuel pricing, weather and news feeds. Interior ambient lighting strips. Two-zone climate control. Parking sensors, back and front. Front fog lights with static cornering function. Chrome interior and exterior trim. LED interior lighting. Front sports seats with height adjustment. Split folding rear seat backrest 60 hours 40 minutes. Disc brakes, front and back. DAB radio. Rain sensing wipers. Space saver spare wheel. The next 2 trims add equipment to your Cell spec, plus the first could be the sporty Reline car. 16-inch alloy wheels. Chrome effect exhaust. LED tinted rear light clusters. Rear tinted glass from pillar backwards. Reline front and back bumpers. Gloss black intakes, spoiler, radiator grille and side skirts. Leather trim 3-spoke multi-function tire with aluminum inserts. Front sports seats with Reline logo. Stainless steel pedals. Black roof liner and sun visors. Reline door sill protectors. Electrically heated, adjustable and foldable door mirrors. Then there's the GTI model, that can sell car into a higher performance-focused level by having 17-inch alloys, sports suspension sitting 15 mm lower, twin chrome exhaust pipes, gloss black rear spoiler, GTI front and back bumpers, black honeycomb grille with red stripe, LED darken rear light clusters, red brake calipers, aluminum look pedals, black gloss instrument surrounds, black roof liner, stainless steel door sill protectors with GTI logo, leather trimmed 3-spoke multi-function leader, front sports seats with height and lumbar adjustment, 4 driving modes, XDS electronic differential lock. Finally, GTI Plus builds about the standard GTI car with LED headlights, automatic lights and wipers, electrically heated, adjustable and foldable door mirrors, rear tinted glass, keyless entry with start-stop button, active info display, adaptive cruise control, VW Polo hatchback optional extras, as well as alloy wheels from 15 to 18 inch. It's also possible to add a mount of style packs, like the following: black style pack, black diamond-turned alloys, gloss black roof decal and door mirrors, front sports seats with leather side bolsters and black roof liner, black roof pack, gloss black roof decal and door mirrors, rear tinted glass from pillar backwards, dashpad in reef blue, energetic orange or silver silk. Tech upgrades include convenience pack, automatic dimming rear view mirror, automatic headlights, coming leaving home lighting function, rain sensor, electrically heated and foldable door mirrors, door mirror puddle lights and reverse activated curb view adjustment on passengers' door mirrors, winter pack, heated front seats, headlight washers, heated windscreen washer jets and low washer fluid warning light, pre-crash preventive occupant protection, CarNet app connect, Discover navigation touchscreen navigation, wireless smartphone charger, keyless entry, panoramic sunroof, active info display, adaptive cruise control including front assist, and city emergency braking. Standard safety kit is impressive. Not all from the latest active tech can be acquired. 5-star Euro NCAP crash test score. The Polo should prove being a suitably safe small car, as reflected by its 5-star crash test rating underneath the auspices of Euro NCAP, even though it misses out on a few of the fancier gadgets on rivals such as Ford Fiesta. Key standard safety items on all VW Polos. All from the following are fitted as standard on every Polo. Front assist, VW's broad term for your technology that watches the highway ahead, for example city emergency braking and pedestrian monitoring, a classy autonomous emergency braking EB system, automatic post-collision braking, speed limiter, tire pressure monitors, electronic stability control, hill hold assist. Optional active safety equipment for the VW Polo. The Polo misses from items like traffic sign recognition as well as the more sophisticated driving assistance capacity for its large cousin the VW Arteon. However, you can still add the next active safety systems. Active cruise control. When combined using the DSG transmission, this consists of a stop-and-go function for congested zones, the first time it has been offered using a manual parking brake. Blind spot monitor. Cross-traffic alert. How many ICE-fix car seats can I integrate a VW Polo Super Mini? The Polo gets 2 ICE-fix mounting points around the outer ends of the spine seat, in what you can expect using this class. Ditching the 3-door body style should mean it's relatively very easy to install children's seat, too. But in practice the Polo's rear doors don't leave that wide a dent, so prepare yourself for just a bit of a struggle. Plenty of passenger space for the Super Mini. Boot has exploded bigger, too kind of. Among the most effective for space inside Super Mini class. VW claims the Polo may be the most spacious car to use class, therefore we've silly to doubt this. Just remember we have been still referring to a Super Mini, so although 4 adults will fit inside, Those inside the back won't exactly are luxuriating in palatial surroundings. Knee and legroom lodge at a premium. While the Polo includes bigger, still fits into among the smallest classes of car for the road, so you're unlikely to battle with parking it, although increased width could potentially cause a few nervous moments for those who own older garages. Parking sensors along with a reversing camera can be purchased if you're particularly concerned. VW makes an enormous claim about a rise in boot size with this Polo, saying it's grown 71 liters within the model it replaces. Open the tailgate, however, and you'd be forgiven for thinking Volkswagen is fibbing. The main boot area looks modest to convey the least. But below the load floor lies a cavernous space that's less practical compared to main boot, however offers additional storage.